by that because his reality was not that. He said that was cement dust because he worked in the cement industry. But he did come in 3 times a week because he knew that by getting adjustments, it would allow him to be a better expression of his inner self. And he understood because by this time I had indoctrinated him into what was a better way of living. And so he came to me and he says, I better come in 3 times a week. I says, absolutely, Dad. Well, now, fast forward 2 years later, not 3 months, because he didn't have any symptoms at all. Can you imagine dying of lung cancer? Didn't have a cough, didn't have blood expectorant, didn't have pain, didn't have breathing problems, still smoked and still drank. But he was free from vertebral subluxation, and so he was doing it pretty nicely in his attempt to transition. But now my son says, Dad, it's time. You got to go home. He said, I just had a Manhattan with Grandpa. And he says, and I think he needs you to come see him. And I went home. This is my greatest adjustment. And I saw my dad in the chair, and he was getting a little tired of breathing because he couldn't breathe so well. He was transitioning. And this time he was transitioning. And he tried to tell me a joke. He couldn't tell a joke very well. He loved to tell jokes. He couldn't tell it very well because he was something wrong with his teeth, so I pulled his teeth out, and then he told me the joke. And and I laughed. And then I asked everybody to please get out of the room. I said, would you please just get out of the room and let me be with Dad for a second? I just want to talk to my dad. And I wrapped my arms around him. And I told him I loved him. And he wrapped his arms around me as best he could, and he told me he loved me. And then he put his mouth to my ear, and he said, Bobby, would you please give me an adjustment? And I gave him an adjustment. And he died. And he transitioned subluxation free. He transitioned better than anybody could transition. That is the power that you have in your lives if you tell the story and educate your people. That is chiropractic, folks. I love and appreciate you. Thank you very much.